On Friday's all-new episode of General Hospital, Lucas Jones and Marco Rios took a gigantic next step in their whirlwind romance. After Ava gave Lucas the boot, Marco's offer to move in together went from future potential to present reality. However, now that Lucas and Marco have agreed to cohabitate, the doctor's life is in far more danger than he could possibly imagine. The WSB is running a secret op to take down Marco's father, Sidwell, and not only is Jocelyn looking to gain access through Lucas, but a familiar face from the Five Poppies is back in the mix. Pascal, the man calling the shots at the suspicious resort, poses as Sidwell's butler and has been tasked with keeping a watchful eye on Lucas. Once fans witnessed Lucas agree to move in with his unsavory boyfriend, it wasn't long before they took to social media to express their dissatisfaction with the storyline's direction. From fans pointing out the parallels between Marco and Brad, or viewers' distaste for Jocelyn's involvement in the plot, they haven't shied away from giving their unadulterated opinions. Screw Lucas. He can't live with Carly because of Sonny, but no problem living with Sidwell. He knows what Sidwell has done. The writers think we are stupid. Stop this nonsense, one fed-up viewer commented. Good thing the queue's made up. Apparently there is a serious housing shortage in PC. Lucas was living with Carly, then Ava, and now moving in with Marco. A doctor should be able to have their own apartment, another fan shared on X. Don't care, boring. Lucas threw Brad away. Now he wants to cohabit with a lawyer criminal. Good luck with that, an X user wrote. Lucas is not too bright. At least writers are writing his storyline that way. I prefer the old Lucas. He hasn't learned a thing from being in marriage with Brad. Another fan explained. Two grown-ass men with professional, well-paying jobs should be able to afford renting an apartment or house together without them having to move in with dad in the creepy old mansion. Shire General Hospital, GH, one viewer noted. This is so plot-driven, it's ridiculous. Did we see this progression in their relationship? Or did the writers need some quick plot points to get Lucas living at Windermere, so there's some logical reason for WSB Joss to be there? I think we know, a discouraged fan wrote. We barely see Lucas and Marco. But now out of nowhere, Marco wants Lucas to move to Windermere. GHH, one fan tweeted. Just a random thought. Lucas won't stay with Carly because of her connection is Sonny, but he will move into Windermere and live with Marco and Sidwell, who is a mobster. What's the difference? GH, another viewer questioned. So Britt is basically going to have to save Lucas's life. Oh, Lucas, you have a problem with Sonny but are willingly moving in with Marco and his international criminal father, Sidwell, who would kill you in 2 seconds flat, a fan commented. Marco is lying to Lucas just as easily as Brad did, and to top it off, Marco is all in with his father's business. My heart breaks for Lucas, a disheartened viewer shared. And I cannot wait for Lucas to find out his oh-so-perfect. Marco is far, far worse than Brad ever was. I'm so disappointed. Was hoping Marco would be a version of Alexis against family ties, one fan wrote. Now that Lucas, Van Hansis, and Marco, Adrian Anchondo, have taken the plunge and moved into Windermere, the future looks anything but bright for the lovebirds. Marco is deeply immersed in his father's crime network, including ties to Faison's final project, and that screams danger for Carly's, Laura Wright, brother. While Jocelyn, Eden McCoy, seeks a way to fulfill the WSB's bidding, she remains quite inexperienced in the field, and a myriad of things could go wrong. All it takes is one wrong move from the fledgling spy, and her uncle is a dead man. With Pascal, Mark Forget, lurking in the halls of Windermere, Jocelyn's cover could be blown at any moment, and a full-scale crime war could ensue. Love is a lovely thing, but for Lucas and Marco, it can be a beautiful, yet dangerous thing. Sidwell, Carlo Roto, was crystal clear on Friday's episode that if Lucas becomes too much of a liability, he is to be eliminated. It's unclear how Marco would react if Lucas came to harm, but it could lead to a defection against his father's regime. However, despite Lucas having negative feelings towards Sonny, Maurice Bernard at the moment, if he were injured or killed, Sonny would launch a massive counterattack against Sidwell and his organization. Regardless of Sonny and Carly's strained relationship at times, he most likely wouldn't sit idly by as her brother falls victim to a fellow apex predator of crime. The writing's on the wall for Lucas and Marco's relationship to be doomed before it truly begins, and if he thought his marriage to Brad was full of secrets, lies, and danger, he hasn't seen anything yet. Marco being anywhere near Faison's final project and whatever that truly entails is enough for Lucas to run for the hills. Moving in together is not only the ticket to potential fatality, but it's clear the viewers don't disagree, screaming to Lucas at the top of their lungs to escape while he still can.